Hey everybody, Matumbo here. We are back playing some more Standard in Magic Arena, and today we are going to explore the deck that everybody loves to hate. It is the cycling deck, but we're going to do a little bit of a spin on it and look at it in regards to a budget build. Now, before we hop into this deck, I do want to remind everybody that if you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to the channel. We are growing, and we are growing at a really decent rate. And we would love to just continue to grow. So if you could please hit that subscribe button. Please like the video, and please leave a comment below to see or to let us know what you would want to see in a future video, or any changes you would make to this deck, or maybe successes that you've had with this deck. Any of that helps the YouTube algorithm. So please do those for us. Now, speaking in regards to this budget cycling deck, this deck has one rare in it. The only rare in the deck is the companion, which is Lurrus of the Dream Den. Now, technically, if you don't even want to play this card as your companion, you don't even have to. So in reality, you don't really even need to play any rares in this deck. This is all going to be based off commons and uncommons, and this deck is very powerful. So let's look at each of these cards, and we can see what we're doing here. So Flourishing Fox, this is easily the best one drop. You typically always want to start with this in your hand. This is a 1-mana 1/1. Every time you cycle, he's going to get a +1/+1 counter. So look at it this way. Basically, every time you pay 1 mana, he's going to get a +1/+1 counter, essentially. We have so many cyclers in our deck. That's what our deck's trying to do. We're trying to drop this guy on 1 and then just have him be a ginormous creature, and then we can have a footfall creator in play, tap it to give him trample, and just start getting through their blockers. That's one way of doing it. Now, another way of playing this deck is we can play this on 1, and then another strict standard combo is going to be the Drannith Stinger. Anytime you cycle a card, you get to deal a damage to your opponent. So these two in conjunction with each other are really powerful, because this is going to be getting bigger while you're pinging your opponent. And on top of that, we have Valiant Rescuer. Each time we cycle for the first time on each turn, we're going to make 1/1 tokens. So we're going to have a go wide strategy going on at the same time. So we can cycle once on our turn to make a 1/1, and once on our opponent's turn to make a 1/1. So our board state is just going to be getting out of control, out of hand really quickly for them to deal with. We do have another creature in the form of Drannith Healer, which is going to gain us life whenever we cycle. Typically, though, this is just a 1-mana cycler, which is good because it's in our color, and it is a body that we can play if we need to. So if we're playing against like mono red, because everybody hates playing against mono red, this is going to help us mitigate some of the damage that they're dealing to us. So this is part of the reason why this is in the deck. We do have Go for the Blood, because Go for Blood, whenever we have a giant creature, we can fight. So Flourishing Fox is a great fight target. Again, we can fight one of their creatures with the fox being however big it is, and then still get in with the fox. And that leads us to all of our off-color cyclers. We don't really have to go really into any of these cards. Just know that they all cycle for 1 colorless mana, and we don't play any of the mana to cast them, so that's all they are. They're just fillers to cycle, to get into our graveyard, to feed into the Zenith Flare. This card is probably the most ridiculous uncommon in the set. It deals X damage to any target. It's not restricted to just a player or a planeswalker or a creature or any of combination of those. It's just any target we want to deal. And then we're gonna gain X life, and X is equal to the number of cyclers. So we're basically just gonna cycle this whole time. If we can't kill him with the fox, we're gonna kill him with the Zenith Flare. So, and then on top of that, if they're able to remove our cards, again, we're playing this one rare, this Lurrus, because all of the permanents in our deck cost 2 or less, and we can just play him out and then pay 1 for a fox, or pay 2 for a Valiant Rescuer, or pay 2 for a Stinger, once on each of our turns. So I play against this deck a ton on ranked. In non-ranked, this is a really popular deck, again, because it's very budget friendly. There's not a lot of rares that you have to play if you want to play this. So, but yeah, we're just going to hop into the games, see how we end up doing, since we have never actually played this deck before, and we will be back at the wrap up. And again, please stay for the wrap up, and we will talk about what we liked about the deck and what we didn't like. So see you then. So is this budget cycling deck any good? Cycling generally is good, and not having to play any rares other than the companion. We're going to see how this pans out. Going first should definitely be a huge advantage. Almost cycled there. So we are going to want to run this out. This is going to give us a bunch of tokens. A bunch. Maybe we should have cycled first. That was our mistake. Definitely missed on a damage there. That's our fault. First time playing the deck, so. Okay, so he's got a 3/2 vigilance. Yeah, if he does swing, then we definitely get in. Or block, I mean. I'll probably block the 1/1. Don't think that's right. Then we're just going to try to hit for a Zenith Flare. And I think it works out the same. Okay, lifelinker, not a big deal. Plays like an all that glitters. Is this the fight one or just the trample? Just the trample. I mean, we're just going to try to Xaxes him. I mean, if we just draw land, we're good. And he might concede here. He might concede. No? +2. All right, you're all tapped out, buddy. You're all tapped out. Good game. So this deck's pretty nuts. All right, let's go again. See how quick we can get another win. Remember, guys, hydrate every day. Every day. The most important thing you can do. All right, we're playing a Mori deck. I think we're gonna keep this. We're gonna say the old hello. This is a deck we could potentially have an issue with. We have to get in some early damage. Hello. There we go. No grazer. Always have the freaking grazer. Oh, Sultai. Will he block? Will he block? Okay, no block makes it a little bit easier for me. I do like being able to get down another body there, as opposed to just having to cycle and kill the grazer. But he's going to have a mutate target now, which is going to be bad. Oh, that's not the one we want to see either. Death Touch, though, I'm willing to trade. Do a little bit of extra damage here. So bad thing is now every time he mutates, he's going to gain life. So he'll gain 2 life this turn. So he might go land into Umori. If he does that, we're just going to fight it. I mean, we're not even going to think about it. We're going to cycle fight. Okay. I don't necessarily agree with that play, but who's to say, though? Good thing is, though, we don't actually have to really cycle that many extra cards. Really? So every cycle is an extra 2 damage. I think we're just going to keep going. Guess we should have played a land before attack. Alright, so yeah, we don't really want him hitting land there, which is good. So he still can't mutate a Dirge Bat, which is really important. But he could play a 6/6 with another land. He could play Starks for 5 mana as a blocker, not as a mutate. He could just play the Umori. Okay. That's pretty good. That does facilitate an extra blocker. Okay, so he's going to gain 3. He's going to go to 8. So he did have the Starks. Okay, so he is at 8. This will put him at 7, which should be exact lethal for us. And we drew a land. So we are going to... just in case. Don't really know what cards are there. But we're just going to flare. His only play should be to Parcel Beast, and that's it. Good game. Yeah, so 2-0. I haven't even played a rare yet. Have not even played Companion. So. All right, well, on to game number 3. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody remembered to reach out to their moms for Mother's Day. Hope all you moms out there, you know, enjoyed your day of rest, and that your kids or your significant others, you know, took care of you. And Lurrus. All right, so we are going second. It's a pretty good hand. We have a 1-drop. Not only is this card just ridiculous, but the fact that it has cycling just over the top. Well. So let's go ahead and let's get this party started. I think we're just going to race. Okay. That's pretty good. Damage would be dealt while it has. Prevent that damage and remove a 1/1 counter from it. Okay. No attacks. So this is an interesting match. So we are going to block. We are going to cycle though. So we could just stomp our Flourishing Fox here and get us pretty good. We would, though, be able to finally play Lurrus and just replay it. But this Valiant Rescuer is actually going to be really good against this Dreadhorde Butcher in being able to make blockers every turn. Okay. Sounds good. What a weird combination in your deck. We are going to... So I think this game we're just really looking to Don't think this is going to end up like you think it's going to end up. That's really huge. So we are going to block, and I guess take 2. I really like this this Jace avatar. Or pet. He's like, leave me alone. Alright, so I really don't know what he plays in this Mardu deck, because this is a really weird combination of cards with counters and whatnot. I don't even know if we cycle at the end of his turn, but I think we have to. So we're going to say hello to kind of like jar his memory of remembering to actively play spells. Okay. Alright, well, he's just going to keep on playing this Oath Sword Knight. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Yeah, so we're definitely cycling. So that's pretty huge. Yeah, so we're not going to attack here. We're just going to wait for him to come over. Okay. It looks like there is going to be a chain reaction. All right, so could finally kill this Dreadhorde Butcher, this 4/4. So if we kill this, he would have to, he would have to spend another card to do that. But then we have to let the other ones through, which I'm really fine with. Yeah, I'm okay with taking 2 here. So you can deal 4 damage. Yeah, he kind of has to go after, which is really good that he has to utilize 4 damage to go after that as opposed to going after our face. So we are going to, we're going to cycle. Wish we didn't draw land there, but I don't think we attack at all. So we do have 10 cards in the graveyard that have cycling for this Zenith Flare. That's fine. I mean, again, I don't think that's really that big of a deal. 12. Past the blockers. So if we block like this, we get 13. So I think we try to get our cyclers in the graveyard. So yeah, so this is gonna give us enough cyclers in the graveyard to actually deal lethal to him. Alright, so this will put us at 14, and if we draw a cycler, then... Okay, well... There we go. And we have exacts. Good game. Good game. Wow. Wow. Whew. Yeah, so that game specifically highlighted how powerful Zenith Flare is and how stupid of a card it is. 4 mana. We just wait a couple turns and deal 15 damage to your opponent as an instant for 4 mana? Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously you have to build your whole deck around that one particular card. And if they have a way to remove the Zenith Flares, it's really hard to do that, but you still have that. You still have Fox, which is a 1 mana 1/1, and then it's just basically pay 1 mana, make it 1 bigger. This would be a risky keep if we kept this. I'm gonna try this because I want to see the power of this deck if we were to keep a 1-lander with a Fox, where we can just start powering out every turn. Especially if we're able to draw land here, which we're not, so. Oh well. No land's kind of bad. But we'll see. We'll see where this deck goes. Okay, Baby Godzilla. I mean, we're gonna cycle. So the fact on turn 3, with only 2 land in play, and he's already at 12. 10 now, if you count that. So... could he have like a Dirge Bat maybe, but like as a chump blocker? What do we do? Do we do anything? Don't think so. I think we just have to... we have to go wide to get past him. So Dirge Bat's pretty good, though. Dirge Bat's pretty good. That's really good. Him being able to draw 2. Yeah, I think we have to play Lurrus, make him be able to deal with one or the other. I mean, if he has double... okay, that's good. Okay. So he's getting in again. I'm going to draw all the cards. So we really just need to... Like I said, this is a go wide plan. Can't really get in here. So he's gonna have access to 7 mana. Yeah, this is gonna be a horrible turn for us. Ooh, this is gonna be a really bad turn. And who's he killing? Yep. Lurrus down, Lurrus down. Okay. So I would have attacked first before playing the Paradise Druid to see where we were on like drawing cards, because that really gives him an extra mana to work with when it comes to mutating. And depending on what he wants to do, I would just block with the Arboreal Grazer. Three, 4, 5. So I don't know why you would block like that. You should just block with everything. 6. That was a bad block on his part. Definitely a bad block. Yeah, so he might have to prioritize killing the Stinger over everything. Yep. And that Crater could just potentially get there with a trample. If he doesn't kill the Flourishing Fox. He might actually at this point think he doesn't have to kill the Fox because of the fact that he has blockers. So I do want to point that out as well. But he might have to kill this Rescuer first. I mean, if I was on his side of the board, that's what I would be thinking too. Like, Footfall Crater wouldn't even be on my radar right now. I mean, that was a good draw, but we're just drawing for a Zenith Flare at this point right now, honestly. Just like that. I mean, we're gonna BM a little bit. No, cancel. All right. Good enough. Again, Zenith Flare is stupid. Like, what is... Again, guys, remember, we have cast a total of 1 rare so far in all of these games. So, just keep that in mind. All right, guys, so we're just going to go for a quick 5-0. Again, this deck, we've seen a lot of different ways this deck can win. We've seen it just going really super aggressive, turn 1, turn 2, curve, into going wide. We've seen it just going for Zenith Flare, and then we've even seen keeping a one lander and potentially just losing because of that and getting stuck on 2 land and not drawing that second land for, you know, until turn 3. So this really shows the deck's versatility and how powerful this deck is. So we're going first. We don't have the best draw. Playing against the Lutri deck, I don't really know what to expect, but we're going to keep this. So this does leave it susceptible to a stomp on this turn, or a shock. But we're just going to go ahead and could have an Essence Scatter here. Okay, or a Quench. That's totally fine. So we are going to be able to Lurrus and bring that back next turn, potentially, depending on what he does. But I think we do bait this out. Quench again. Ionize. Okay, that's a good one. So we're just going to get in. And then we're going to cycle at the end of his turn. There's really no reason to tap out right now. So he might flash block. Yep. So flash blocking there is pretty good. We do have another one. We're going to go ahead and cycle this now. If he has a Storm's Wrath, it really isn't going to do anything. I mean, in regards to that, we won't have a board if he Storm's Wrath, so we can't like cycle to make a guy on his turn. We're really just trying to get enough creatures in play right now to where he has to start responding and can't keep his land open. Okay, so I think he's playing some kind of Phoenix deck and just not hitting his Phoenixes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cycle the Fox, which rarely ever want to do. All right, so that should be game. We're going to go ahead and cycle to cycle. Yep, and Zenith Flare him out. So, good game, buddy. Thanks for wrapping that up for us, showing how powerful our deck can be and how quick it can be. So, even against counter spells. So, good match. All right, guys, it's time for the wrap up. We steamrolled our opponents. That was an amazing display of power for a deck, especially a budget-friendly deck. We went 5-0. Technically, we went 6-0. We did have a game where our opponent conceded as soon as we played a turn 1 Fox, so there's really no point in even highlighting that game. So undefeated, very, very quick games. We got to highlight just the power of this deck. You know, and I think I mentioned it in one of our later games. We saw a game where we just turn 1 Fox, turn 2 Rescuer, went wide, just got there, regardless of having to cast Zenith Flare. We saw games where we got to sting our opponents down in conjunction with the Fox, we saw a game where we were mana screwed and we were still able to recover, and we just basically stalled out until we went wide with the Zenith Flare. So we really saw how powerful this deck is. Now, what did we not like about the deck? Maybe the one game that we were mana screwed. I feel like I did forget to highlight earlier, this deck only plays 18 land. All of the permanents that we're going to be playing are 1 or 2 mana, not even counting the Lurrus, which is 3 mana, which you don't even play most of the time because our opponents are just dead by then. But Zenith Flare costs 4. We're cycling so many cards that we don't really need to play that many land because we're seeing so many cards in our deck. This deck power level is huge. Now, I really feel like the only change to make this non-budget would potentially be to take 2 plains out, 2 mountains out, and add 4 sacred foundries. And even then, having only 5 rares in your deck total is still very budget friendly. So other than that, I recommend playing this deck. It is very powerful. It will grind you ranks very quickly. Especially if you are newer to the game and want to earn the ICRs, which are the in-game card rewards for playing different events or for doing your quests, anything like that, just for earning gold. This is a very, very good way to do that. That way you could save up your wild cards or your packs and build other decks that you want to play. But this is a very, very good grindy deck. This is probably one of the best decks since Arena has been out in order to do that, because of the fact you only need 1 rare. So again, give this deck a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Again, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to wake up one morning and us be at over 1,000, but we're right below 300 right now. So please subscribe if you like the content. I love making it for you guys. Please like the video. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And please hit that bell icon if you want to be notified as soon as these videos are uploaded. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed. You guys have an amazing day, and we will see you guys next time.